morning, students. Today we are going to study how our earth moves. Students, have you ever wondered why we have day and night? This is because our earth is moving. It is spinning. If you spin a top, it will spin on its own axis. The movement of our earth is just like the top. It also moves on its own axis, and this movement is called as rotation. Along with its rotation, the earth also moves around the sun. The movement of the earth around the sun on its orbit is called revolution. You can see in this picture the movement of the earth. Here, the sun is at the center, whereas the earth is moving on its axis along with that it is also moving around the sun. This movement is called as revolution. The earth takes one day, that is 24 hours, to complete one rotation, and 1 year, that is 365 days, to complete one revolution. Now students, although our earth is moving, we cannot feel the movement. You know why? That is because we are also moving along with the earth at the same speed. Now when the earth rotates, one side of the earth faces the sun. So that side gets daylight, whereas the other side, which is not facing the sun, gets night time. Now let's study about the Earth's poles. The Earth's axis is an imaginary line. We already studied that the Earth rotates on its own axis. Now what is this axis? It is nothing which is real. It is unreal, that is imaginary. It passes from the top to the bottom, right through the center of the Earth. The flat end on the top is the North Pole. You can see in this picture here. This is the part which is the North Pole, and the bottom part, that is called as the South Pole. Now these two parts or these two regions are very cold. This is because the polar regions do not receive direct sunlight during winter season. Now there is one fact about these poles, that is the poles experience 6 months day and 6 months night. Now we'll study about the equator. If we draw an imaginary line on the earth and we divide the earth into two equal halves, we get the northern hemisphere. See, if you can see it in the picture, the topmost part, the upper part is the northern hemisphere, whereas the bottom part is the southern hemisphere. Okay, this is the southern hemisphere, this is the northern hemisphere. The line that divides the earth horizontally into two equal halves is called the equator. You can see there in the picture. This is the equator. This line in the center. It's mentioned here. This is the equator. The line passes from the center of the earth. Now, due to this, the earth bulges out slightly at the equator. You can see that the earth has become fat. It has spreaded out here. See, at the corner. It bulges out. The temperature of places that are on and near the equator is very hot. Now, the earth rotates on its axis in a tilted way. If you have seen the earlier picture, here, see, the earth is rotating a little on the tilted way, in the tilted manner, bent manner. Due to this, one of the halves is close to the sun and the other half is always away from the sun. The places away from the sun have longer and colder nights. But the places closer to the sun have longer and brighter days. Because of this, we get the seasons. We enjoy our seasons, right? We have 3 seasons: summer, winter, and rainy season, right? We enjoy these seasons during a year in India. Now let's study about the horizon. When we look from the seashore to the farthest end of the sea, we see a place where the sky appears to touch the sea. Similarly, if we stand on a highway, we see the road appears to meet the sky at the extreme end. If you can see in this picture, this is the road, and if you are standing at this point, and if you look beyond, you will feel that the sky is touching the road. Now this point where we feel that the sky is touching the road, that point is called as horizon. When we see an object moving from us towards the horizon, it looks smaller in size and then disappears. This is because the earth is round in shape. Now, there is a moving air. Do you know that this air moves with the earth's rotation? The atmosphere also rotates along with the earth. The lowest layer of the atmosphere is called Troposphere, which moves continuously and which causes weather. Above this layer, there is Stratosphere. Stratosphere prevents the harmful rays of the sun from reaching the earth's surface. So it protects us from the harmful rays. So students, what we studied in this lesson, the earth takes one day, that is 24 hours, to complete one rotation, and 1 year, that is 365 days, to complete one revolution. Second, during rotation, the side of the earth which faces the sun has day, whereas the other side that doesn't face has night. The earth bulges out slightly at the equator. Thank you.